Hey guys, Brat here. We had tried to do the live event. It didn't go real well because I did not have signal well enough to show you guys the actual Hell Tree and Hell House. I am at the path going in. During the live, you guys couldn't see much but trees and, well, a porta potty. Lovely. So, as you walk in, you can see the trees. What's left of the house is kind of ducked in there, as you'll see in a minute.
It's a ghost.
Ah, it's a ghost. There's some water over here. We will get to that. So, one more time for those who missed it. The history, or well, the legend and lore of this place, because the sign over here says otherwise about how this goat farmer died. But the legend and lore says that in the 1800s, this belonged to an old goat farmer. He had about 14 workers, a wife, and 2 daughters. One of his workers stole a goat, ticked him off, and he was already, as they say, halfway to insane. He did not care for this much, you know, and instead of a normal punishment for back in the day, he hung him from Hell Tree. This, of course, ticked off all the fellow workers who then conspired to kill him. He beat them to the punch and hung them as well. Of course, rumors started, word got around back to the town people who had formed a pretty angry mob about this, they say. They had, you know, planned to come out here and get him. And when they got here, they found him hanging from the same tree that they call Hell Tree himself, the same tree that he hung the workers on. Legend and lore said that before that happened, being he was already partially insane or insane at this point, who knows, he went in, wife, you know, relaxing, hanging out in the tub, taking a nice bath, and he shot her with a shotgun. Then his 2 daughters, who shared a bedroom, he went in and suffocated them. So that is what the legend and lore says. There are ghost stories and rumors of what people have heard and seen out here, usually after dark, which right now it is not. Some say that even back where we were earlier standing, that they didn't make it that far in because they heard a little girl or little girls too, I don't know, I don't think it really said, but they heard the whole, you know, panicked, daddy, 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 growing more panicked with each one. They didn't stick around to find out what they were hearing and got the heck out of here. Who knows, could have been some other kid around here being ornery. Could have been their imagination, could have really happened, who knows. Okay, so we are getting closer in. Oh, we're in some shade, thankfully. And first we're going to wrap around here. They have a pile, like I said, and I don't think I mentioned that yet, like I mentioned in the live, that in 1999, after they had restored. Okay, so here we are. Sorry, my pinky was clumsy and hit the wrong thing where I exited out in the last video, so here we go. Here is some lumber from where in 1999 some teenagers burnt this place down. Not much to see in this little spot.
Sure you can, there's lots to see.
For Suburban, being the woodmaker he is, he sees all kinds of options.
Those are hand-hewn dovetails. That's turn of the century timber framing right there. And that's how the walls were put together and cornered. And that's how everything was held together. And those giant nails there were very likely hand forged by a local blacksmith.
You know, that's really awesome. I love that kind of thing. So Fort Collins is telling us no access behind this point. But whatever. Since when do we follow the rules, guys? Okay. As you can see, there's some water back there. Suburban things, these are all goodies and awesomeness. I do agree that the history of, you know, the nails and stuff is really cool. The whole blacksmith. Of course, I am a gamer girl at heart. You know, throw me in an old RPG like that, and I'm like happy to talk. Okay.
This ain't Skyrim, girly.
I love Skyrim. No, it's awesome. Okay. As we go on, let's get to the side of the house here. Another historic site. No access. We're breaking that rule again. And I'm getting stickers in my shoes. Ouch! Okay. So you can see what is left here, where it has been burnt down, which really is a shame. It's too bad the place isn't still standing. I did see some videos or pictures online when I was researching the place where they had still the walls open and a bunch of newspapers like laying on the floor and stuff. Let me see if I can get through here without going around. It doesn't look like it. And as Suburban pointed out, I am quite clumsy, so we're gonna go back this way.
The quote was, "You're clumsy as fuck."
Okay, that was the quote. And he is not wrong. We won't even talk about how many times I've broken a toe.
On a vacuum.
On a vacuum eating and stairs. We won't go there. Okay, guys, so here is the sign. Like I said, now the legend lore says they found him hanging from a tree. This says otherwise. Somebody scratched out something. I don't know what that said before. But this says that, you know, he died from the flooding. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, it could be a case to where they didn't want the truth to be documented. But it could just be that he died in a flood. That doesn't necessarily mean that the place isn't haunted. I mean, I'd be pissed if I died in a flood. I mean, okay, so here in the picture, you guys at least see what it looked like at one point. This was before the fire, obviously. So, flooding. There's the goat farmer himself. Okay, so that's what the sign says. Again, legend and lore say otherwise. People have documented many different ghost story type tells about the place. Yeah, I'm still a little confused on which tree is actually Hell Tree. You got this one over here. Okay, continuing. Of course, we have another historic site sign. And of course, we are not going to listen to that, and we're going to go further anyway. Because really, who cares? Let's see. That's some lumber, little chimney. Really cool looking. Like I said, unfortunately, because of the fire, there's not a whole lot left to see. And who knows what the actual truth is. I mean, there's many tells that's been put in some books about, you know, some history of Fort Collins, Colorado type books and stuff. I've seen some videos on YouTube and whatnot, of course, from other people coming down and exploring the place. Here's the back. Didn't come down real far earlier. For some reason, there's something blue. It's on this tree.
Some jackass tiger.
Indeed. Yeah. It is very pretty down here, though. Really cool looking little area. One of those areas that, you know, makes me think back to high school when we would go explore by the river and stuff, find places to make trouble.
Yeah, keep that PG.
Huh?
Keep that description PG.
I do. I am. So, you know, there's this tree.
I would say if there was any truth to the legend, it would be that tree.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I mean, it's definitely old enough to be.
Even that one's barely old enough.
I mean, I don't see. I mean, there's got to be some that were here back in the day.
Not cottonwoods, they grow too fast and they die really quickly. The average life of a cottonwood tree is about 75 years.
Huh. So, of course, here we get down. Like, I don't already have enough mosquito bites, but we're going anyways. Because I love water. Look at that, very pretty. I was saying earlier, this would be a heck of a backyard. I'd be outside all the time if I had this in my backyard. Even if it is haunted. Bring it on. You say? Okay, well guys, that is pretty much it. Like I said, thanks to the fire from